As far as making a match between your title and poster, I would say the image for Smile is very much analogous. I mean, it's literally a smiley face, and it is very horror and frightening-esque, I would say. And this is going to be a horror film from Paramount Pictures, so it fits in tone. I mean, smiles themselves have been a focal point, I believe, among other horror pictures. Wasn't there, like, I think it was called Smiley. There was that film a while back that had some smiling guy, and then True for Dare came out later. Not that that was a good movie. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I've certainly heard enough perspective on it to realize, yeah, it wasn't necessarily the most revered picture, but smiles were very significant to that film. And that was, I think, more so, like, if I forget exactly what it was, but, like, that's how you could tell a character was messed up in the head. It was like, it was by a smile. Is that going to be the same thing here? I don't know exactly, but again, like I said, this is a Paramount Pictures horror picture, and I'm interested to see some of their work in this space. I mean, they've had some pretty good horror releases recently. I mean, I'm excited for the Orphan First Kill movie that's coming out pretty soon. I was a big Orphan fan, and they're the ones distributing it, even though I think the first one came out from a different studio. Either way, let's see what Smile looks like. This is what it says according to IMDb. If you haven't heard of this film, you need a bit of a baseline to operate from. After witnessing a bizarre traumatic incident involving a patient, Dr. Rose Cotter starts experiencing frightening occurrences that she can't explain. Rose must confront her troubling past in order to survive and escape her horrifying new reality. Well, maybe the solution to that is to paste on a smile. I don't know. Let's see. Or perhaps you need to put up a frown. Maybe that's what will keep the scary occurrences from leaving you alone. I mean, I don't have any idea. It's a bit psychological in nature in regard to the story's scope. At least that's what I get from a general pitch. Let's see how effective the movie looks from a trailer standpoint. But, I mean, it sounds interesting. Let's see how well smiles are presented here in regard to this movie. I mean, I've already got the trailer open. Yeah, that's at least for the starting screen, that's a very on-point smile like True for Dare. Like I said, the horror space has a lot of activity in regard to smiles. How effective, though, will this movie be? All right, here we go. It really is one step away from being True for Dare.
What is it you like to talk about?
My patient. Hi. I know you're nervous. I just want to have a chat.
I'm seeing something no one else can see except for me. It's smiling at me.
Very psychological. I'm 100% into psychological thrillers. How gritty is this going to get, though?
A patient in your care died.
A lot of upside-down imagery that must be significant to the plot here in some way.
I need to find an explanation for what
The
happened.
paranormal nature, perhaps?
It's smiling at me. It's smiling at me.
Good canvassing there of the shot. I like that.
You're going to die! You're going to die! You're going to die! You're going to die!
There's less interaction with the smiles.
The direct line linking them all together.
That's kind of cool, rather than like True for Dare, where every single time it was animated in conjunction with something else.
Why is it that everybody else who's seen it is dead and you're alive? I've seen it too.
You? He's a familiar face to me. Is he the guy that's been in all those Netflix pictures? I have to look on his filmography. If that is, I like him.
Fourth day.
I am not gonna keep running.
I have to face it.
How does it make you feel?
Uh-oh.
I'm just really scared that something bad is going to happen.
Okay. Was that her deck? Let me see. I gotta rewind on that. Shoot. I was just gonna break the window. Like, I thought at some point you were gonna see like the camera pan up with a smile and like she'd break the glass or something. Did her neck snap? Hang on. What happened? Okay, so she knocks on the window. Yeah, her neck. Oh my word, it's like Play-Doh. I love that. That was a good scare. very effective film psychologically. Again, I'm into psychological thrillers, and a bit paranormal in nature in that there's sort of, I guess, this smiling entity. From what I know about Truth or Dare, which isn't much other than it was a Blumhouse movie and it got a poor response. And there was a whole lot of smiling, almost comical in the way the trailers were delivered, like all these characters going, Truth or Dare? Like, it was so weird. Anyway, it was like a pretty disturbing film, but still, I mean, from what I generally know, there was an entity at the center of that film as well that was supernatural in nature. I think that was what was going on. And the designs for the entity, I guess you could say, these are, well, some of these characters look different. I would say the most realistic, regard to perhaps what the entity would look like, is maybe either the image at the center of just the smile, or to the right of that with this sort of like alienoid looking thing, or more of like a horror monster. I guess less alienoid, but you know what I mean. It's sort of like creature-esque. Whereas these other characters, perhaps like on the left, this woman with the child, the one on top of her hands clutching her head, and then the man at the corner, those look like victims to the presence. I mean, again, the smiling themselves almost looks like it's one step away from Truth or Dare, but it's contained in that it's a static response. I like that. It feels distinct rather than the characters are doing something in the midst of smiling, which is what Truth or Dare did. This, to me, feels much more ominous and less comical. And it really is the psychological nature that brings me in. So you have a girl that's being disturbed by seeing something. We don't see that in the trailer other than perhaps... Well, I guess we do. We see the characters. We don't see it initially. But then this woman... So let me make sure I'm getting this right. The woman then starts seeing the vision, or is that the girl? No, I think it's the woman. So maybe perhaps this girl that sees her passes on the entity. So maybe she's sort of like hosting this presence, right? And then she starts seeing it. Okay, so no, wait. So the girl's seeing things as she visits the psychologist. The psychologist doesn't know what she's talking about. But maybe the girl sees her smiling, so then the presence transfers over to the other lady. And then she sees as if... It's interesting to think about, like, what exactly is going on here. I mean, in some parts it looks disturbing. I appreciate they didn't go the full bore. Like, this girl's got, like, a glass shard in her hand. I mean, Truth or Dare, in terms of its marketing, went all the way. And, like, you got the violent result of that situation in the trailer. This looks good, as far as a tease. I mean, that ending got me. And the actor here... I really think that's the guy I've seen in, he's been in several Marvel Netflix shows. He's, well, he was a policeman on Stranger Things. Now I think he's the actual, the sheriff. I don't remember his name, though. But I've seen his face so often. I'm looking on the filmography right now, and he's... That's interesting, he's not listed... Oh! Yes, he is. Rob Morgan. Is that him? Stranger Things. Yep. And then if I look down from there, Stranger Things, and all the Turk Barrett on all the Marvel Netflix shows. I've seen him before. He's a good actor. Very familiar face. Looks like a good film. I like the paranormal nature. A psychological thriller I'm always invited to, and the smiling itself. Perhaps at first I was like, yeah, this is like really in line of Truth or Dare. The ending got me. That was good. Nice jump scare. I'm a jump scare junkie, so that obviously appealed. But I like the tease here. It's good. I'm interested to see more. On September 30th, you'll get that in theaters. I mean, will this smiling horror film land? I don't know. The last ones, as I understand, have not fared too well. Perhaps in their response, but I'd be game. I would be. What are your guys' thoughts with Smile? Did the trailer bring you in? Did you have that? Did you feel the same way in that final shot? Yeah, I expected there to be a window glass breaking thing. I think that's, I guess, more typical from what I've seen in other horror films. I did not expect her neck to go all clay motion, but that was a... Wow. That was good. Even just for one, I'm like, you really got me there. Let me know your thoughts down below. I think it looks kind of fun. I mean, I don't know. It could be a... You know, horror films, some work, some don't. Let's see how this one lands, but at least on a trailer standpoint, I'm geared to at least humor the possibility of watching it. It seemed fun. It seemed interesting. I like the psychological tone. I'll have to see what happens, but I think it was rather enjoyable. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you bounce, feel free to drop a like and comment, subscribe to this channel with a ding on the bell, and share this video with your friends. And consider checking out the description here. There you'll find links to my other channels, as well as addresses to my other social media accounts and ways you can help support my work if you feel so inclined. May God bless you, and looking forward to when our paths cross again.